Hello and welcome back to Every Problem. This is Stewart Calculus 8th edition, section 1.1, problem 42. For this set of problems it says, evaluate f of negative 3, f of 0, and f of 2 for the piecewise defined function. Then sketch the graph of the function. And so one of the first things to understand before we get going is what a piecewise function is. And it's basically kind of an intuitive way to think about it would be like a two-part function. So if we look here, it says if x equals if x is less than 2. I don't know why that was so difficult to say, but if x is less than 2, then we are going to use this function, 3 minus 1/2 x. If x is greater than or equal to 2, then we'll use this function, 2x minus 5. And so most likely what we're going to get are two lines that behave a little bit differently. So let's go ahead and get started on the problem. So they want f of negative 3. And if we look back at our picture, it looks like if x is less than 2, then we will use 3 minus 1/2 x. So let's go ahead and do that. 3 minus 1/2 times negative 3. And that will give us 3 minus a minus 3/2, which, let's see. Let's just take this 3 here, and we can get a common denominator. So let's make that 6 over 2. This minus minus here becomes plus 3 over 2. And that's going to equal 9/2. So that's f of negative 3. Now f of 0. Well, let's go ahead and check again, right? X less than 2. We'll use 3 minus 1/2 of x, which is 0. And that's just going to get us 3. Okay, so we have our f of minus 3, we have f of 0, and the last one was f of 2. And so we'll have to be pretty careful now, because it says if x is greater than or equal to 2, then we'll use 2x plus 5. So because this is equal to 2, we'll use 2x plus 5. So that's 2 times 2 plus 5, and that's going to be equal to 9. So now we have our 3 answers, and I believe it says then sketch the graph of the function. And let's go ahead and do that. We'll have this graph going, let's see, maybe not that far. We'll do 1, 2, 3 squares, and 2 squares this way. Vertically, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9. And this is between negative 3, 1, 2, 3, and positive 2. So at negative 3, we have positive 9/2. That's 4.5. So negative 3 up 1, 2, 3, 4.5. Right about there. Then at 0, we get positive 3. And now here's kind of the catch. At f of 2, right, at 2 here, goes all the way up to 9, so that's going to be right there. Now, this line that we have, part of our first piecewise function, this is going to stretch all the way until we hit x equals 2, and then there's going to be an open circle And that's because if we remember, with a piecewise function, we have this rule here that it's 3 minus 1/2 x if x is less than 2. So the function goes all the way until we get to 2, then open circle. We have our closed circle right up there. And so now when we have x equal to or greater than 2, that's when we'll use the function 2x minus 5. And so it starts right there. And sorry, it looks like I mixed up the sign a little bit there. It's 2x minus 5, and for some reason I put 2x plus 5 here. So my apologies. Let's go ahead and fix that. There we are. And that's going to give us a -1. So once we get to point 2, right, x equals 2, our y is going to be equal to -1. And because of this form 2x minus 5, that means that it has a slope of 2. So we're just going to draw this line going up with a slope of 2. And that's going to be it for this graph. So that's what the piecewise function looks like when you graph it.